EPFO, that is given its approval for a simplified and liberalized partial withdrawal system. For the subscribers, members can now withdraw 100% of their eligible balance. My colleague Anurag Shah caught up with Ketan Das, who's the PF business head, FinRight, to delve deeper into this development and understand the impact of these revised rules. Let's take a look.
EPFO 3.0 launched with the simplified PF withdrawal rules. Members can withdraw up to 75% of total PF balance. Minimum 25% PF balance must remain in the account. Full PF balance withdrawal allowed after 1 year of unemployment. Earlier, full settlement was allowed after 2 months. 13 old withdrawal rules merge into 3 broad categories. So now the new categories are essential needs, housing and special circumstances. So there are various other changes under the EPFO 3.0. So to talk more on this, I am joined by Ketan Das, PF business head of FinRight. Ketan, thank you so much for talking to ET Now. Just want to understand from you these EPFO new rules. How do you take these new rules and what are the main takeaways? What are the 3 positive takeaways, and do you think that there are few negative takeaways also?
Sure. So I'll tell you the 3 benefits that are there with these new rules. First is the 3 simple categories. Earlier there were 13 categories with which you could apply for a withdrawal, but more often than not you did not understand which reason to select and you ended up getting a rejection. Now that there are 3 categories, one is essential, where you apply for medical emergencies, either marriage or education. These 3 have been categorized into essential category. Apart from that, you have a housing category, and then at the last there are special circumstances. So earlier there used to be a lot of categories such as declaration of a pandemic, power cutout, and sudden unemployment. All of those reasons have now been categorized as a special circumstances, right? So that is one benefit. The second benefit is the number of times you can withdraw under this essential category. So they've essentially increased. Earlier there used to be only 3 withdrawals for marriage and education combined. Now they have given 10 times you can withdraw for your educational needs and 5 times for marriage needs. Okay. So that takes it from 3 to 15,
so
which is
more amount you can withdraw.
More number of times you can withdraw. There is still some ambiguity about the eligibility of that.
Okay.
So the earlier eligibility rule says that you had to be eligible for 7 years, you have to be contributing for 7 years, and you can withdraw 50% from your employee share. Whatever you have contributed, 50% of that balance. So they haven't talked about the eligibility changing. But
the headline is that you can withdraw 100%. Everyone is talking about that. But right. You are saying that that is not 100%. That is only for eligibility, 100% right. of your eligibility.
Yeah. So the key point there was it is 100% of the eligible PF balance, both from the employee plus employer. Now, that has brought some, some sense of ambiguity whether this is applicable across all 3 categories, because only in housing, earlier only in housing needs were you able to withdraw the employee plus employer share. But under these new rules, do they mean that all the categories will get extension of employer share as well? That is something that we need to figure out.
And another change is that full PF withdrawal allowed after 1 year of unemployment, and a minimum 25% PF balance must remain in the account. So that will be a type of a lock-in for 1 year?
That's correct. So these 2 I would categorize as something that could be negative.
Negative takeaways.
Negative takeaways, possibly. So full and final withdrawal, earlier, if you left the job, you got laid off, you have 2 months till which you have to wait. After that, you can apply for a full and final withdrawal. Now it is extended up to 1 year. So up to 1 year, you cannot apply for a full and final withdrawal. Well, that again, combine that with the second rule, which says that 25% of the amount will stay locked in for future purposes. Then essentially, if you have left your job, you're left with only 75% of the balance that you can withdraw right away. That too through multiple withdrawals possibly.
So that 25% only for 1 year. After 1 year, you can withdraw that 25%.
Yeah. After 1 year, you should be able to withdraw the entire corpus, whatever is there in the PF.
Okay. Then still there is a ambiguity on the taxation part, that how the interest will be taxed now, because previously the 5-year rule was there.
Correct. So essentially, one rule that they have mentioned is minimum service required for any sort of withdrawal. Earlier, for housing, it was 5 years. For marriage or education, it was 7 years. Now, everything has been cut down to 12 months. That is 1 year. But one key point that is not yet answered is, so if you are withdrawing a significant corpus, it's going to, if you have contributed for more than 5 years, it is tax-free. But now what does happen? What happens if you withdraw with after 1 year of contribution? Does that become taxable, the advance amount that you're withdrawing, since it hasn't been there in your account for more than 5 years? Will that amount be taxed? That is something that we need to get clarity on. And on top of that, one more point that I would like to highlight is on the 25% corpus that is locked in, you'll continue to get interest. But since I am not contributing anymore, whatever interest that you're going to get on this corpus will become taxable. Now, essentially, you're not allowing me to withdraw that 25%, but now do I also have to pay tax on the interest that I'm getting in that corpus? That is something that we need clarity on.
Okay. And under the essential needs, which all categories will be there?
Right. So medical illness, for which you used to withdraw 6 times of your basic salary. And then apart from that, you add education, higher education, you can withdraw up to 10 times now, and marriage. Earlier, that used to be marriage plus education 3 times. Now, individually 10 times for education and 5 times for marriage. So, total 15 times.
Total 15 times.
That's correct.
And under the special circumstances?
Special circumstances, those used to be very reason specific. For example, during the pandemic, they had introduced a reason where you got 3 times, up to 3 times you could withdraw using that reason. Now it remains to be seen, since because they've said you don't need to give a reason. So people might just withdraw under that, unless they specify the eligibility. People might just withdraw to repay their credit card debt. They might take out money to go travel to some place. I don't know. So that remains, the reason is yet to be specified.
Okay. Final question to you, Ketan. It's related to EPFO to introduce auto settlement of claim via digital platform. So do you think it's will be a big relief for 30 crore members, because most of the complaints we get is related to the settlement only? Sure.
So the member charter mentions that the withdrawals should be done within 7 days. But in reality, it can take up to 25 working days, which is around 30 days in a month. And see, auto claims, they recently increased the limit to 5 lakhs. Any claim below 5 lakhs should get auto settled. But in reality, even if you apply for an amount which is less than 1 lakh, there still are cases where the claim is going to the PF office for approval. So the announcement has been made, but in practice, it is yet to be implemented, where all the claims that you apply below 5 lakhs are getting auto settled and you're getting the money within 3 days. So in practice, this hasn't happened yet, but that is something that has already been announced.
Okay, thank you so much, Ketan, for sharing your insights on EPFO 3.2 rules. Still, there is a few clarity required on taxation front, and the 25% minimum balance must be written in the account. So, going ahead in coming days, we'll get more clarity. Thank you so much.